the rep now.
Well, that summertime heat is now kicked in. It's here to stay for a while, but lucky for us, Nate Thomasson is back on the show. He might seem a familiar face to you because anytime EPB wants to come and talk about their energy pros, Nate is the one who they tag and say, come on, you're it. So good to see you this morning.
Good to see you.
This is the time of year, I will confess to you, that I open up my electric bill and I go, it scares me to see what's going to be inside. But if I have somebody like you, you're going to help me save some money, right?
That's definitely our goal, is to help everybody save as much money and conserve as much energy as they can on their power bill.
So is part of the trick, Nate, consistency, like as opposed to having your thermostat going up and down, keep it and leave it alone?
Well, yeah, so we tell people sometimes a lot of what drives up their usage is like habitual things, like, you know, some people like it really, really cold in the house this time of year. And, you know, trying to maintain a constant temperature is always better than running the thermostat way up or way down, because, you know, when you bring it way down like that, the unit's got to work twice as hard to try to cool the house down quick.
Right. So, okay, define way down. So I'll give you an example at my house, okay? We have 2 units. By day, mine are set 74, 75. At night, I drop the upstairs one down to about 71, 72. Is that too much of a variance?
That's not too bad. We try to tell people to adjust it 1 to 2 degrees at a time, you know, and right now it's best to set it as high as you possibly can but still be comfortable. So, you know, if you want to start out at like 74 or 75 and then bump it down 1 or 2 degrees, and then, you know,
as I go.
Yeah, right, as you go, and then, you know, if you can stand it, bump it up a couple more.
Okay, we were on vacation last week and we knew it was going to be really, really hot. So we made the decision to keep the air on, but we set it for like 76. Was that good, or should we have turned the whole thing off?
That's honestly really good, because, you know, like say you come back home and it's 100 degrees in your house, you know, you're going to try to turn that unit back on, and, you know, it's going to have to try to cool the house down to 70 or 72 or whatever you set it. And it also helps with the humidity too, because your air conditioning actually acts as a big dehumidifier, pulling some of that moisture out of your home. So if you leave that unit off, you know, you're going to have a lot of humidity in the house while you're gone too.
What about lights? I know we're using fewer of them this time of year because the days are longer, but leaving a light on drains your...
So we tell people, like, you know, if you leave a room, turn the light off. And I'm personally bad
like
about
your dad
this.
always said, right?
Right. When you walk out of a room, you know, if you're not using something, like turn the lights off, turn the fan off. You know, we always encourage people to do that.
Is it true that if you have like a toaster plugged into the wall but you're not actively using it, is that still using electricity too? Like, should you unplug things?
Not necessarily. It depends on really what it is. You know, not necessarily a toaster, but you know, there are some items that if you do leave them plugged in, it can still draw a little bit of power. It just really depends on the appliance. But, you know, we tell people, obviously, the appliances that do use power, if you're not using them, unplug them, turn them off, things like that.
Common sense. Okay, is this where you're going to come in and talk about sealing windows and making sure things are properly caulked?
Right, so we do have the home energy checkup that we try to encourage all of our customers to have us come out and do a detailed energy assessment of the home. So we look at windows and doors, we look at your air system, we look at insulation, ductwork, anything to do with your home's energy efficiency.
Insulation, that's one we haven't ever talked about before. Over time, does your insulation just kind of thin out on its own?
Not necessarily. It can more or less settle sometimes, so it's always good to, you know, like if you had your attic done like years ago, maybe recheck it again or have us check it, you know, and just kind of make sure that you still have enough. It can settle, but it doesn't necessarily thin out as much.
You know, we're talking about this from a monetary perspective, which is fair, but for a lot of people, this can become a health perspective too, can it, Nate? Because if your house is too hot, that impacts your breathing.
Right, so I mean, you know, it's obviously really, really hot outside. I mean, I know sometimes even, you know, making a trip, you know, from the grocery store into the house, or just, you know, I mean, you can just start getting really, really hot. So, you know, people's comfort too is really, really important to us, especially right now.
With the Energy Pros, how does that work? If you're an EPB customer and you think, okay, this is something I should probably do they make an appointment for you to come to their house, or is this all just done over the phone?
Right, so we schedule these home energy checkups Monday through Friday in 2-hour windows, so like 8 to 10, 10 to 12, 1 to 3, or 3 to 5.
Okay.
So they can schedule it one of two ways. They can call in our hotline number, 648-1EPB, or go to EPB.com and schedule it that way.
And is there a fee for the service?
No, it is totally free.
Wow. So I bet you've had times in your life, in your career so far, where you've gone to somebody's home and you've been able to give them a lot of pointers that they truly did not know.
Mm-hmm. No, yeah, I mean, you know, some examples I like to point out whenever we're talking about this is we found ductwork that's been pulled loose under people's house, maybe a place in the attic where an installation opportunity was missed. And TVA's right now also giving rebates with EPB on doing some of these upgrades as well.
Oh, that's great. Well, if you are ever around a dinner table and someone talks about their electric company and you hear somebody who has EPB and somebody who no longer has EPB, the no longer EPB people always say, gosh, I miss having them. So here's where you will find them. Nate knows the number by heart. Chances are you do too. 648-1372. EPB.com is the website. Let the Energy Pros like Nate come out and save you some money and make your house healthy to live in. Great to see you.
Great to see you.
As my go-to guy, can you fix my smartphone?
Yes.
Do you have car batteries?
Yeah.
What about golf cart batteries?
Of course.
Battery from a G-Fob?
Absolutely.
My boat?
Huge variety.
Toy boat?
Sure.
Motorcycles?
You bet.
My apartment building?
Whole building.
Do you have batteries for my party lights?
Yeah.
Batteries Plus, the experts in charge.
Ron was an active guy.